aqui é o Afonso 3D e eu tô na Argentina, em Buenos Aires, pra cobrir a conferência de imprensa de The Witcher! É isso mesmo, galera. Então, eu vou entrevistar também a Lauren Hisrich, que é a showrunner, e vou conversar com o Geraldão de fucking Rivia, galera. É isso mesmo, vou conversar com Henry Cavill e vocês vão conferir isso agora.
Cyrilla, you are the lion cub of Sintra.
The will of God will destroy.
Join us.
Why would I protect this? I want to be powerful.
I have to find
Geralt of Rivia.
Really pleasure to be with you, Lauren.
Thank you so much for being here.
I have some friends that wanted me to do something in front of you. Don't be worried. I will just do it. I'm a little bit shy about it, but I have to because I promised.
Okay. That was good. I like your commitment.
Okay.
That was good.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys, I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
How did you discover The Witcher? How was the first time that you watched or read or something? Tell us about it.
So I read The Last Wish, the first collection of short stories, about a year before Netflix approached me. A friend who was a gamer and who loved Witcher 3 had given it to me. I wasn't aware of the franchise at all at that point, but I read the book and just fell in love with it. It's so beautifully drawn, the characters are so amazing. But Netflix didn't approach me for about a year after that. And when they first came to me, I actually said no. That I didn't think I would be the best person to write it. You know, I think that all material deserves to be respected and honored, especially a franchise like this that has so many fans. And I was not a huge fantasy geek, and I wanted to make sure that if I was going to do it, I could do it best and serve the fans the best. So I read The Sword of Destiny and Blood of Elves next. And what I discovered then is that if you take all of the monsters away and the magic and the battles and the sex and the gore, all of that, which is important, but if you take it all away, it's about a family. And that I knew I could write.
I've always been a fan of the fantasy genre. I've been reading it since I was a boy. My dad would read it to me before I could read. And I was a PC gamer from a very early age as well. My dad got me into that as well, me and all my brothers. And some of my favorite PC games are the role-playing games. So when Witcher 3 came along, I was definitely into that. I touched upon Witcher 2 for a little bit, but not that much. I remember trying it, and I was super busy at the time. I forget what I was filming. And then when Witcher 3 came out, jumped into that, loved it. And that was where my love for the character came from initially. And then I read the books after that, after I met with Lauren and realized the books weren't based upon the games, but the games were based upon the books. And fell even further in love with the characters.
The sword hissed in its sheath and glistened briefly in the dim light. A chair fell with a crash and earthenware smacked hollowly against the floor. A woman's hysterical scream vibrated in the air, piercing the ears as the innkeeper shuddered, caught his breath, and vomited.
What can we expect about the second season?
What's been great about knowing that we have a second season is that there's so much material and there's plenty that we couldn't do in the first season. We can't do all of the short stories. But really it's about building out these characters more. And it's making sure that what we set up in season 1, Geralt and Yennefer, Ciri and her journey, as we start to bring them together, that we really start to dig into their characters more and see what it's like to be these 3 orphans who think they don't need each other, to see them start to come together. And that's really what season 2 is going to be about.
Tell me, Witcher. You don't believe in destiny. What do you believe in?
So are you following the reviews about the fans, what they are saying about you as Geralt?
Yes, 100% I am. I'm very interested to hear what the fans have to say. I am a fan as well, and so I'm pretty sure if any of the fans out there had the opportunity to do what I'm doing, they would be very, very interested in what the other fans have to say too. So for me, it's important because I'm in the same boat.
Did you make any preparation to play this character? I mean, spending nights in dark woods in Poland, learning witchcraft, doing sacrifice with goats on pentagrams. What's your preparation?
No sacrificial goats. There were some dark nights spent in woods in different places in the world for saving times purposes. And but my preparation for this was all inbuilt. As I say, I've been a fan of fantasy since I was a boy. Loved the games, loved the books. it's all in there already. It was just about expressing it on the day.
Were you prepared before it, or you had to learn more things for the show?
A lot of my sword training happened in previous movies, where I learned how to use a sword. And for this one, I came in, I worked with Vladimir Furdik, where he just gave me some warm-up exercises, and I got back into it. And a lot of it became instinctual. And then, as you'll see in episode 1, there was a very technical fight there. Wolfgang Stegemann, his team, and I designed that fight ourselves, and that was probably the most fun I've had with any sword fighting, because we all got to work very, very hard on putting the story into the fight. And for me, the character existing within the action is vitally important. So you see Geralt when he's talking to someone, and you see Geralt when he's fighting someone. It's very, very particular. And I love that bit. And a lot of that stuff, a lot of those moves we worked out were all of us just trying stuff out and saying, okay, what about this and what about that? And we said, no, that's a terrible idea, that doesn't work, or actually it works. And then later on we realized it doesn't work, and so we tried something else. It was basically all of us just playing with our art, and it was an extraordinary experience.
Andrzej Sapkowski, the author of the books, he was a consultant of the series, wasn't he? Did he interfere a lot, or how was his role in the production?
So we have a great relationship. I met Andrew very early on in the process in Poland, and at that time, I pitched him my vision of the series, how I imagined unfolding these stories. And he basically signed off on it, gave me his seal of approval, which was wonderful. Andrew has such a really cool perspective, though, which I try to keep in mind as a writer myself, is I started offering him, he has all of the scripts, and I started offering him to be part of casting, or to, start seeing early cuts and edits that we were doing. And he actually said no. He told me, this is his analogy, but he told me that he didn't want to see the groceries or the ingredients of the soup. He just wanted to taste the soup when it was done and in its best final form. So he has not actually seen the series. He's going to watch it with everyone else on December 20th. He saw the trailer in Italy when we premiered it, and he was at the back of the theater and he got teary, which made me, I don't wish him to cry, but I think that he feels like his baby is in good hands.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.